Alright, so let's make this an under 4-minute report straight to the truth. Trump came out recently on Truth Social and called Club for Growth a globalist group, and Ron DeSantis a globalist for working with them. Here's the weird part though. The head of that group used to fly in Air Force One, get personal shoutouts from Donald Trump, and seems like he only got mad at them when they wouldn't back Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. Trump was quoted saying, "It's their right to do it, but it's a rather hostile act. It doesn't mean I have to like it." And Club for Growth instead backed Kathy Barret and gave her a couple $1 million, which Trump didn't like because he endorsed Dr. Oz.
We should have learned a very valuable lesson of what kind of leader we need at this moment. We need people who are going to be fighters. We don't need people who are globalists in the way that they have lived their lives and ran their business. And although I think you're a magnanimous individual, but you and your corporation, McCormick, you are a part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum, you as well as you, Oz, they're both part of the World Economic Forum. This is a very serious organization that has a mindset of pushing globalism and ESG, environmental social governance.
Okay, thank you.
And we need to be mindful of that.
Thank you, Ms. Barnett.
Even Trump supporters like Jack Posobiec were going for Kathy Barret. Pretty much most of the Trump base liked her more than Dr. Oz because she was obviously more authentic, and Dr. Oz sounded like a liberal before Trump got him to run.
And the Chinese numbers have dropped dramatically, which is fantastic news. And it's also valuable for us to understand why they were able to do that. If you look inside of Wuhan province, they had a catastrophe. But outside the province, which of course they quarantined in the largest movement of its nature ever, 60 million people blocked in that space. But the rest of the country was relatively spared. They didn't have the big spikes, the huge crises that Wuhan experienced, and it took the country in a very different direction. We just have to copy what they did, take their blueprint and repeat it here in this country, and we started that aggressively over the last week.
So Trump was cool with the Club for Growth, let them fly on Air Force One, and only had a problem with them when they wouldn't back the globalist candidate Dr. Oz against Trump's wishes. Is that what loyalty means? If Trump endorses Mitt Romney like he did in 2018, you have to agree and back him, and if you back a better candidate or tell the truth, you're being disloyal to Daddy Donnie? I mean, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. What seems a lot more likely is Trump is losing a lot of the same donors that used to work with him and back him, and he's throwing a fit because he knows he probably needs them to have a better chance of winning. What do you think? Was Kathy Barret the better candidate than Dr. Oz? Should everybody just shut up and endorse bad candidates when Trump tells them to? Or do they have a right to throw their weight behind somebody like Kathy Barret? And is Trump really concerned with them being globalists? Or is he just ticked off that they don't jump to support his crappy candidates and now prefer DeSantis over him? I would love to see Trump get better and learn from his mistakes instead of trying to rail against DeSantis' COVID policy, in which a lot of people think he did better than Trump. And when you point out this stuff, getting screamed at by people who like Trump and don't want to hear it isn't really the best campaign strategy, or constantly making excuses for him. That's my quick news report. Let me know what you think. God bless you. Have a beautiful day.